Hey everybody, I'm back again today to do a book review. I have read a few books in the past week since I did my last video on Ash, I think it was, but there's only one that I really have enough to say about individually that I want to, devote its own video to. The other ones are just gonna have to wait till my monthly wrap up because I just don't really have strong enough feelings for them. Anywho, the book that I'm going to be reviewing is Unearthly by Cynthia Han. Okay, just kind of, I don't know if this is a disclaimer or what. I just want to preface this with a little note here. As you may or may not know, I'm really not a fan of the whole paranormal romance genre, and so you may be wondering why lately I've read paranormal romances like Beautiful Creature and this and the last one, Wonder Strange, that kind of thing. Why am I all of a sudden lately reading all these paranormal romances? Did I have a change of heart? What's going on? Did I lose a bet? No, there is a reason for that, and the reason is I bought a lot of books last summer at various Borders going out of business sales that I had read recommendations about or looked interesting or various other reasons before I really knew in detail what the books were about. And because once I actually got them and I read and did more research on the books and what they were actually about, I really didn't feel much of a desire to read them. So they sat on my shelf for months on end, and now that it's gonna be the year mark this summer, I wanted to kind of get those out of the way and read them before I just keep reading through any newer books that I get. I don't want to just leave those sitting unread. So that is why I have read all of these paranormal books lately. I don't know what was up with me last summer buying them because I wasn't into paranormal then either, but they were on sale and they were on sale. So yeah, as I've been going through these books, I found a few that I liked more than I thought I would, others that were kind of everything that I thought they would be, and then we have Unearthly. First of all, let me talk about the cover. It is really pretty in a totally superficial, girlish kind of way, and I'm ashamed to say that I may or may not have been influenced by the pretty cover when I bought it. I don't know. I got this one actually for free, so because I had a store credit and whatever. Just to get into the synopsis here before I keep rambling. It's about a girl, surprise, surprise, a high school girl named Clara Gardner who is part angel. And what is really interesting about this book is that she knows about, her special abilities and heritage or whatever already at the start of the book. So there's no big revelation scene or anything like that. There is in a flashback, but that's different. Then the story kind of takes off where she is getting visions of this other teenage boy, and it looks like she's supposed to be saving him, and her mother, who is also part angel, so there's no like absentee supernatural figure in this or anything, tells her that is her purpose. All angels, or angel bloods as they're called, are put onto earth for a purpose, kind of like a good deed, maybe so to speak, something that they have to do, that they have to fulfill in their life, and that is Clara. So they have to move from California to Wyoming to find this boy because she is supposed to save him, and it turns out the guy's name is Christian, of all things in an angel book, and yeah, that is joked about in the book too. And he of course is the perfect, beautiful, popular boy in school, and there's a love triangle going on too because there's another boy that likes Clara, but he's kind of like the I wanted to say class clown, but not really. He's kind of a jokester, and he teases her, and just, you know, the normal guy, whatever, who's the brother of her best friend. Don't want to do just too much synopsis. I liked this book a lot. I was very, very pleasantly surprised by it, because I was expecting the totally typical, cliched YA paranormal romance where, you know, it has a love triangle too. I can't believe that I enjoyed it, because this book, what's in the hand in this book, is subverts all of the usual paranormal tropes. She sets them out and so that you think they are going to play out in the usual, you know, overdone fashion, and then she totally changes things and everything is totally different, and I loved that. Clara herself, I thought, was alright as a heroine. In the beginning, she does a lot of gushing about how perfect and beautiful Christian is, and I thought that was really annoying, but then it turned out that nothing went the way I expected it to, so I thought it was okay. I feel almost like it was intentionally, I'm sure it was intentionally done to kind of put a different spin on the paranormal genre, which I was so extremely grateful for. It was really refreshing. I thought the characters were likable. Even Christian, he would be normally him and Clara would obviously be the two characters in the book that I would just be annoyed by and hate. But I even thought Christian was a likable, believable character, given the circumstances. It doesn't have too much action. There is a little bit at the end, but I didn't find it too slow or boring or anything. I highly enjoyed it. I don't really have much more to say except that I would definitely recommend this to people who are sick of the whole paranormal romance genre and all of the usual cliches, because you will find something different in this book. This book puts its own spin on the cliches, and it doesn't play out in the usual way, which I really enjoyed. I give it a 4 out of 5. Really, the only thing that made me rate it down, and I didn't give it full 5 out of 5, was once the romance actually got started, which wasn't until pretty late in the book. It did become pretty cheesy and too mushy-gushy, and I guess that's realistic, because when a teenager is in love for the first time, it is very much like that, like a strong infatuation and almost obsession with the other person, and you know, your world revolves around them and all of that kind of stuff. But I was just kind of like when reading some of those scenes with characters that I previously enjoyed a lot more once they were in the romantic scenes. I was just like, get on with it. Let's move on to the action and the meat here. I found the ending was really a surprise. I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was, probably because I was still, and I should have known better at this point at the end. I shouldn't have expected, you know, the usual cliche, but I somehow still did, because, I don't know. Anywho, I recommend reading Unearthly if you like paranormal, or if you don't like paranormal. I think it will have appeal to much bigger fan base. I mean, if I liked it, I'm sure that most other, you know, people lukewarm or kind of who hate the paranormal genre will be sure to like it too, because I tend to really not like it. But yeah, 4 out of 5 for Unearthly. I'll see you guys in my next video.